Short you.
Yeah.
So, okay, here we go.
Thanks to the digital age, we've gone from reading newspapers to reading things online. But what about the rules that govern this? This is where the U.S. Federal Communications Commission comes in, or FCC for short. The FCC's repeal of net neutrality last month has led to major and quite frankly expected national upheavals. But before we talk about its effects, let's talk about what it is first. Net neutrality has been in place since 2015 during the Obama administration, ensuring that internet service providers, or ISPs like AT&T or Verizon, can't regulate their internet experience. They can't speed it up or slow it down. It's a core principle of the internet, as the Daily Dot puts it. Now let me introduce to you Ajit Pai, FCC chairman. Now what he and his 3-2 Republican majority did was make that all go away. Now that we know what it is, what does this mean to you and me? What does the loss of net neutrality mean? The possibilities of what ISPs might do are what's worrying everyone. I mean, obviously they're not going to run around suddenly imposing new rules on their customers, and that'd be a risk. But however, Mr. Pai argues on Wall Street Journal that everything should be just fine as they were before 2015. I mean, logically, right? Maybe. Things have definitely changed since then. I mean, it's been 3 years. But as of now, it's too early on to know what's going to happen, and we could really only speculate as to what may happen. With the grasp of net neutrality and its possibilities, it's no surprise that Mr. Pai's decision was not well accepted. Last Monday, the state of Montana became the first to force ISPs with government contracts to follow net neutrality. The New York Times quotes that they believe it's the fastest and surest way to bring back net neutrality. Last Wednesday, Burger King released a commercial called the Whopper Neutrality, a social experiment in which they forced customers to pay more for fast food service. Obviously, that didn't resonate well with them. Companies that seem like they could care less about this problem are actually speaking out, and that's saying something. So what can we draw about net neutrality and the nation's immediate reaction to its repeal? Why does Burger King or the state of Montana feel the need to speak out about this? Well, you see, this one man, Ajit Pai, has managed to piss off a majority of the nation. I mean, studies have shown this. Many believe that his decision was, or is, an inhibition of free speech. And this is serious. I mean, he and his family have received literal death threats for what he's done. But more importantly, this issue shows exactly where our country's priorities are. As far as we've come technologically today, the words of our founding fathers, that First Amendment, that cry of free speech, it's not something to be taken lightly. As far as we come today, those words are very much alive today.